Okay, the good Star Wars films are now over. We have to start going over the new trilogy. Yes, the one with the worst Star Wars villain ever, Kylo Ren. Where he literally acts like a teenage emo stereotype. And then we have the Mary Sue protagonist, Rey. And then we have the guy called Finn that really, he's just a stormtrooper that become bad, has emotions. He's actually the most relatable character in the entire movie. But today we'll be going over The Force Awakens. It's not the worst Star Wars movie. That of course that of course though undoubtedly goes to the holiday special. Because the holiday special can go screw itself, okay? Nobody likes the holiday special. No one. Not even the biggest of Star Wars fans. If you say you like the holiday special, you're basically trolling. But we'll be going to the holiday special close to Christmas, because the holiday special can go screw itself. The Force Awakens, it's not the worst Star Wars movie. It's a solid like 6 or 7 out of 10. There are some good parts of the movie. Yes, there are good parts of this movie. There are cool scenes in the movie, there are cool fights. But we're going over the story. 40 years after the Galactic Civil War, basically the Nazis have risen from the fallen Galactic Empire. Basically, this is World War II all over again, but it's in space. The Resistance, backed by General Leia Organa, who is now basically dead in real life, opposes them while Leia searches for Luke Skywalker, but basically he's not going to be in the film until the very end, which pissed off everybody. On the planet Jakku, Resistance pilot Poe Dameron receives a map to Luke's location from Tekka. Stormtroopers commanded by Kylo Ren destroy the village. Here's the thing, Kylo Ren, couldn't you have found the Luke Skywalker using the Force? Can't you do that? Or is it like all Dragon Ball Z now? You can suppress the power of your Force. This is just ripping out Dragon Ball Z right here. Dragon Ball Z came up with the suppressing. No, actually, it's not about Dragon Ball Z. We're completely sorry. But couldn't you just sense where Luke is? This movie could have never happened if Kylo Ren could have used his Force to find Luke Skywalker. Is he seriously that stupid? But throughout the film, he can talk to Rey using the Force and the Last Jedi, but he can't find Luke Skywalker. That's dumb. That's stupid. Poe's BB-8 droid escapes. He's like the best character. BB-8 is like the best character in the entire movie. Escapes with the map and encounters a scavenger Rey, who basically Kylo tortures Poe using the Force and ruins the BB-8. And like in the first film, Kylo Ren sends stormtroopers to Jakku. And of course, VN28189, unwilling to kill for the First Order, frees Poe and they both escape. And basically, Finn turns back around towards Jakku to see BB-8. They are shot down by a Star Destroyer, and basically both of them are on the planet. And they go find BB-8, and he encounters Rey, and Rey basically beats him up until Ben tells him he's of the Resistance. And they flee the planet from the Millennium Falcon, which they steal from a junkyard. The Falcon is captured by a larger ship piloted by Han Solo and Chewbacca, looking to reclaim the former ship. They were attacked by these gangs to sell debts with Han and free the Falcon. The games inform the First Order, and the First Order has this Star Killer base, which is basically a planet converted into a super weapon, which harnesses Star energy. And Supreme Leader Snoke allowed General Hux to use the weapon for the first time. Snoke questions Kylo Ren's ability to deal with emotions related to his father, Han Solo. Kylo basically says, "Oh, Han, it means nothing to me because I'm an emo guy and I am emo." It's basically the first emo character throughout the Star Wars movies, okay? Why is the villain this character? Like, there are characters that have, like, mixed emotions. Kylo Ren's one of those characters that he doesn't know what he wants to do in life. He's kind of like that emo guy who doesn't really care about anything or anyone. Basically, they determined BB's map is incomplete, which we all know R2D2 has it. R2D2 has a complete map. That would be 8. Han explained that Luke attempted to rebuild the Jedi Order, but he exiled himself when the apprentice turned to the dark side, and slaughtered everybody else, killed everybody else. The crew traveled to Takodana to meet with E.T., basically, who offers BB-8 to the assistance to get BB-8 to the Resistance. Rey is drawn to a vault and finds a lightsaber and has a nightmare, and basically she runs away because she's a wuss. And she says, I don't want to have to do anything with this. I don't want to do anything with this. I'm running away. E.T. gives Finn the lightsaber for safekeeping. Stalker fights in the story the Republic capital Star System and a portion of its fleet. The First Order attacks the planet in search of BB-8. Han, Chewbacca, and Finn are saved by the Resistance, led by Poe, who survived the crash on Jakku. Rey arrives at Takodana and C-3PO and reunites with Han and Chewbacca while Kylo captures Rey and takes her to Starkiller base. But she, of course, resists his mind-reading attempts for some reason. Discovering, he can use the Force because he's a Mary Sue. Rey, you stink. Rey escapes using for some reason. How can she do this? This is when the film starts getting just why? How can she use the Jedi mind trick? Okay, you have to train with the Force to do this. Okay. Yeah, but Rey instantly knows how to do this because she's a Mary Sue. She knows how to do anything quickly. Oh yeah, she also knows how to fly the Millennium Falcon, like, not instantly, but extremely quickly. No flying lessons required, I guess. It could have made Finn fly it, but no, they had to make Rey fly it because she's the main character, I guess. This movie suffers similar problems to several games and movies. The main character apparently knows how to do everything really quickly. Dragon Ball Super actually suffers from this problem quite a lot as well, with several other characters, like Halo and Khalifa. There's also the opposite of this called Galley Stew. Luke Skywalker at least cannot be considered a Galley Stew, because he's related to someone. We don't know who Rey's parents are or who Rey's parents are, because they wanted to keep this a secret all this time. And throughout the last day, they said, they didn't want you anyways. They hate you. You suck. Basically, it wasn't basically a review at all. We don't know who they are or what they are. Still, even after The Last Jedi and Solo come out, we still know absolutely nothing about her parents or backstory. Han confronts Kylo calling... Okay, well, now let's go back. Basically, the Resistance base DQ Carl. BB-8 finds out the D2, who has been inactive since Luke's disappearance, because really, but our D2 was active before Luke hadn't disappeared. So really, what? As Starkiller base prepares to fire on Dequal, the Resistance defies the plan to destroy it by hitting a critical facility, using the Falcon, Han, Chewbacca, and Finn, and infiltrate the facility and find Rey, who's basically hanging on a thread. And plant explosive, Han converts Kylo, calling him by his birth name, Ben, who, now I know, Kylo's real name, and pulls him to abandon the dark side. Of course, Kylo says, I don't want to, I'm killing, I don't know, I'm killing you anyways, because Kylo has, like, no emotions whatsoever in this film. He's just some emo guy who just killed his own father for no reason. And he invades Chewbacca and Miles, who shoots Kylo and sets off explosives, allowing the Resistance to attack and destroy Starkiller base. Kylo pursues Finn and Rey to the surface. Kylo, of course, beats Finn in a lightsaber duel because he doesn't know how to use the Force. But of course, Rey basically, for some reason, manages to use the lightsaber and beat Kylo Ren. So basically, Kylo Ren's already been defeated. So there's no real challenge, no real battle between Kylo Ren and Rey, because in the next two films because basically Rey has always beaten him, and for some reason Rey is the most powerful character in Star Wars. Because in the next film he beats a certain someone, and Rey takes the lightsaber and uses the Force to beat Kylo with very little Force training at all. He had very little Force training at all, and before they were separated by a phaser, Snoke orders Hux to evacuate and bring Kylo to complete a scene. Rey and Chewbacca escape with the unconscious Finn and the Falcon, and basically they go back to the planet, and the Resistance celebrates while they all mourn Solo's death. And R2 finally awakens and reveals the rest of the map, and Rey goes to where Luke is and presents him the lightsaber. Okay, so it's gonna be one of those movies we're going to have to do it over twice, so tomorrow we'll be going over the actual review. This is just going over the plot because films I don't really go over the plot, over the bad parts of the plot. Every film has plot holes, but this film, just why is Wade is powerful. It's just she had no training. Okay, I'll continue. She had no training, and she was able to beat Kylo Ren, who had freaking years of training in the dark side. I'm basically telling you this. She had no training whatsoever, none, and she was able to beat the freaking villain of the movie. And there were some good parts of the film, and there were some bad parts. The bad parts being Han Solo dying because Kylo Ren decided to throw a bitty, basically act like an emo and kill his own father. He knew he was his father, but he killed him anyways because he has basically no emotion whatsoever. And Finn, for some reason, can carry a lightsaber despite absolutely having no experience. It gets defeated by Kylo Ren because he doesn't have the Force. There were some good parts of the film, some of the fighting scenes. And the fighting scene was basically, I am basically the most powerful character in Star Wars. I win, you lose. And this film was kind of just, And basically, it's probably easily even worse than some of the prequels. I would rather watch like Episode 3 Episode 3 of Revenge of the Sith was better than this film, okay? Episode 3s were better than this film. But the Solo is now dead. Luke Skywalker appeared for like 1 minute, which was really like a tease. Oh, Luke Skywalker, he's here now. Where basically I said, I'm gonna attack you guys. Kylo Ren's basically said, easily the worst Star Wars villain. Until we get to Snoke basically being the user's plot device for Kylo Ren. Way basically is the most, and he thought Anakin was bad. You guys thought Anakin was bad. Poe is actually like one of the best characters in the, so he's actually the best freaking pilot in the galaxy, even though he basically the best pilot in the galaxy is already dead, Solo. So yes, now he's the best pilot in the galaxy. BB-8 is, you can't really hate BB-8. Who? E.T. She's forgettable. Snoke, forgettable. General Hux, basically Hitler. C-3PO has barely any lines in the movie. Chewbacca, he's great as always. And of course, whoever Max von Sydow is, probably a forgettable character that no one really cares about. But this film is a 5 out of 10. It has its boring moments, but it's kind of more of a, here's these new characters, you have to like them now, yay! Let's kill off Solo for no reason! But it actually makes more sense that it's kind of more emotional than because it's his own son killing him, unlike Luke Skywalker, which we're not going to spoil for the next film, is basically gone because he just disappeared. But this is basically The Force Awakens, easily the worst Star Wars. Not the worst one. There's 3 more films that are worse. 4 more films. There's Attack of the Clones. I'll give this film a 6 out of 10. There are good scenes. The visuals are good. The storyline is actually more believable. It's actually a decent storyline. But there's some of the things that just do not make any sense whatsoever, bring this film down to a 6 out of 10. Like Ray being a Mary Sue, and some of the boring characters that they introduced, and the only good characters being the characters that have been reintroduced as a character, as characters from the original trilogy.